Down here at the bottom of the screen, we have some very handy trigger controls. All your standard stuff, no trigger, auto trigger, and repeat and single. And of course we have movies very much detailing all of this and how it works. They're just right there selectable. And there you have your channel you want to choose. This particular one has a repeat trigger selected for channel D. And this reads out in actual voltage, not scale voltage. But what's neat is you can just drag this cursor icon around on the screen wherever you want. We have pre-trigger. We can move the anywhere on the screen in any % of the screen we want. We have a time delay feature for the trigger. Of course, details on that in our training movies. There's also a full complement of advanced triggers that you might normally only find on the high-end scientific scopes. Everything from advanced edge functions to window, pulse width trigger, interval trigger, window pulse width, level dropout, and so on. These are all very advanced trigger functions that are all here at your fingertips to use as you may find the need for them. And of course, we also have extensive training movies on the use of all of those advanced trigger functions so that you can become very familiar with them. And so you know which one might serve the purpose you have in mind. So as you can see, there's a heck of a lot of stuff right here at our fingertips, and we're not even done yet, just giving you a cursory overview, right? I mean, this stuff goes deep, and there's a lot of more stuff here than meets the eye. We've got measurement features here. We can add a measurement. For example, if we want to pull up a measurement for channel A, it could be any one of these different functions for any one of the channels. We can also choose which section of the graph we want to apply the measurement to, the whole trace between those two vertical rulers, and so on. There's also some advanced stuff associated with that, measurements. So with these measurements actually pop up at the bottom of the screen and give you a running tally of what's going on with particularly waveform qualities. And there's a couple more buttons over here. Math channels, right? These are very handy, and we have some very practical applications for automotive use that you can deploy these math channels. Everything from voltage drop to all kinds of stuff. So there are things you can do with this. We've got some good tutorials on that as well. Here we have something called reference waveforms. And you can actually have stuff in your library here. This works a lot like the custom probes library. You can create these yourself. Let's say you've got a known good cam and crank signal relationship on the screen, and you would like to place that into your reference waveform library for future use. Pull that up later on the screen along with a live one so that you can do a comparison right on the screen, overlay them right on top of each other, whatever you want to do. Very nice, very powerful feature. This is fairly new in this build, so we've also got movies, training movies on that feature as well. And for this particular movie, we're using PicoScope version 6.2.2.12. So, if you're using the later version, which you probably are if this movie's been out for a while, I'm sure there's more features there that have been added, maybe some that we've already viewed here briefly that might have changed. So the software is not a static thing. It is an evolving, almost living creature. These guys are working on all the time, and they're very receptive to their users' feedback and suggestions. And many of the features which we are enjoying today were features that were suggested by members of the Auto Nerds Pico group. Any file that you capture on your screen here can very easily be saved for future reference. You can save it as a data file. It saves absolutely everything. You open it up again, it's just like you just made the capture. You can zoom, pan, explore, scroll, do anything you could do with any waveform data file. And you can just go up here and you can save these, save all the waveforms, which means everything in the waveform buffer index, every single full data buffer screen is going to be saved in a file. Those can get rather large. We also can save current waveform, and that would be just the screen you happen to be viewing right at the moment. If you caught a bunch of screens and really only one of them has anything of interest, has the glitch, the anomaly, whatever you're after on it, and that's the only one you want, you can do that too. So this, what we've been looking at here, is a saved waveform, and so you can do anything with a saved waveform that you can with anything else. And you can also email these or share these with anyone else as well. And they can download the PicoScope, full PicoScope 6 program for free, which allows them also to be able to open these files. And so we can share files with people that don't have PicoScopes as well as those that do. And we facilitate a lot of that sharing here on the AutoNerds community forums, where you can upload your data files and discuss them with other professional technicians all over the world. These are the most information-rich and exciting automotive lab scope forums on the planet, and registration is free. So be sure to get registered on these forums and check it out. I guarantee you it will not be a waste of your time. Once you've registered, you will be able to post and access all of the forums here in the general public area. And of course, once you are a member of the Pico group, which means you've either purchased a PicoScope package from AutoNerds or you are a subscriber to our support and training system. Of course, more on that later, how you get involved in this group, this incredible group of professionals. The Pico group area is restricted to members of the Pico group and has extensive information about specific PicoScope related software changes, support techniques. So you can see all this different stuff, and we'll give you a brief overview about what some of these support system features are. And of course, because this is PC based too, printing is as easy as going file, print, right? You want to print a copy for the customer, you want to have a hard copy put in the file with the work order, whatever you want to do, you can do that. You can also save these as images directly from the program, or do a print screen and save it to your favorite image editing program, draw circles and lines and arrows in a paragraph on the back of each one explaining what each one was. You can do all that stuff, okay, with PicoScope very easily, because it is PC based. It's easily integrated with all your other favorite PC programs. It plays and works well with other programs resident on the same computer, so you won't have hardware conflicts with any scanner software or other things that you happen to have residing on the same computer. PicoScope is fairly resource intensive. We do recommend a fairly modern computer with a processor in the gigahertz ranges. We recommend you have to have XP or Vista at this point. We recommend that you also have USB 2.0 required to be able to do the high-speed data streaming that this scope is capable of doing. And we recommend at least 1 gig of memory for XP and 2 gigs for Vista. If you have all those things, your computer will work well with PicoScope. You may not want to run several resource-intensive programs all at once unless your computer happens to be a supercomputer, as many of them are these days, getting more and more powerful. But it works and plays well with other programs. You can run many programs simultaneously with PicoScope, as long as the computer's resources can keep up.